Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a weekly episode. Weekly episode? Yeah, I'm gonna do these once a week at least. Maybe more. I think I've already said this in a previous video. But anyway, welcome to another episode of 2-Bit Talks. And today I'm going to talk about some news that dropped right before the weekend started. I believe it was Friday. So this is a few days after the Nintendo Direct. I kind of wanted to collect my thoughts before I said anything. Nintendo Direct came out and they showed some awesome stuff, and it wasn't just Smash Brothers that they showed. It was a ton of stuff. You had, of course, a huge Final Fantasy announcement. You're getting the Pocket Edition of, Final Fantasy 15. We already knew earlier, because the news released earlier, about Crystal Chronicles Remastered coming out, but more importantly, Final Fantasy 7. And then also you got Final Fantasy X and X2, which I'm not a huge fan of those, but still, these are like some classic games. Final Fantasy 7, of course, being a classic PS1 / PC game. X1 and 2 also being a classic PS2 game. And it's interesting that they're on a Nintendo console. Now, these games are also going to be released on the Xbox as well, but it's interesting that Final Fantasy VII is finally on a Nintendo console, because originally it was going to be on the N64, but then Nintendo went with cartridges instead of discs, and it forced Square to go to Sony so they could, make Final Fantasy VII. They dropped some other news too. We're getting Super Mario Bros. Wii U Deluxe Edition, and again, kind of gutting the Wii U's library for the Switch. I think at this point, the only game that's not going to be on the Switch is probably going to be Star Fox Zero. I think that's the only big Wii U exclusive that's not also going to be on the Switch, because I think we're going to get a Mario Maker, especially now that we got a Mario Brothers Wii U ported over. I think we're definitely getting a Mario Maker, but I hope it's a Mario Maker 2 and not just a port. I really hope that they kind of push the series forward and add some other stuff to it. Now, Mario Maker is a fantastic game, but I'm just hoping for more. I would like for them to introduce a Super Mario Bros. 2 format, because they have Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, and Super Mario U, but I think it would be interesting if they added a Super Mario Bros. 2 where it's a vertical screen instead of just a horizontal screen. That would be cool. Now, Super Mario Bros. Wii U, I'll probably get it because they got some extra characters. They'll probably have some extra maps, and of course all the original content and DLC will be included, but it has to be at the right price, and I'm thinking $30, maybe $40. It could be about the same price as Treasure Toad, but definitely not a $60 game. Nintendo, if you release this at $60, I ain't gonna buy it. I'm gonna wait for it to go on sale or to find a used copy for like $30. Of course, Capcom is releasing a big beat-em-up bundle. You're getting a lot of classic beat-em-ups, Final Fight for one. Also some unreleased beat-em-ups. It's the era of beat-em-ups are coming back. It is the age of beat-em-ups again. We got Streets of Rage 4 coming out. You got this beat-em-up bundle coming out. I hope it's very successful, and I hope eventually we get to a point where maybe we start doing some modern beat-em-ups, like let's try to revisit Fighting Force and do it right. That's what I mean, like do a full 3D beat-em-up. That would be cool. Or you could just do the cool animated that they're doing with Streets of Rage 4. Another big one that my wife was excited about was Katamari Damacy is getting a remaster. The original PS2 game is getting ported to the Switch, and you can actually use the Joy-Con controls to roll the ball around. Awesome game. Exciting news. Of course, Splatoon's getting an update for their online thing, and while I'm talking about it, the online features, I'm on the fence with it. I know a lot of people are really pissed about the save data and all that, but I keep looking at that price point though, at $20. Was it $20 a year for one person, $35 for a whole family? That's a killer price point. So even if their online service is decent or on par with Microsoft's and Sony's, then I'm game for it. I really want this. I'm really rooting for their online service to be a success, because I think it's stupid that for one thing, it's stupid we pay to play online. That's stupid. because on the PC side you don't do that, and for a huge chunk of the Switch's lifespan, we haven't paid for we've just played online. So I would like for it to be free, but hey, I get it, that's the established business model, but hopefully Nintendo introduces a cheaper version, a better but cheaper, more economical version of that model, and hopefully Sony and Microsoft will have to follow and be like, hey, you know what? We were offering it, if you want like the games with gold and all this other stuff, yeah, sign on to Xbox Live, but, online play is going to be free now, or we will offer just the online play in a different bundle for, $20 a year or $5 a month or something like that. That's why I'm hopeful for this service. I want this service to be successful. It looked interesting because it looks like a ton of NES games are going to be available for you to play, and more will become available as time goes on. So they're building up this library, and I think that that's going to expand. You're also, instead of getting the virtual console, this will be our virtual console, quote unquote. So I think Nintendo, I'm really big on this. If this is their service, I think you're going to get an online library of NES games, eventually Super Nintendo games, 64 games, and GameCube games, and maybe, just maybe, and I think this would be huge, also maybe some Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and maybe even some like DS titles, on this service that you can just play, and enjoy. They announced, of course, or revealed a Switch bundle coming out this holiday season. It looks pretty spiffy. I like it. It looks cool. Now, no surprise to us, Yoshi was, of course, pushed back to next year because E3 rolled around. We didn't know anything about it, but at least now we know something. It's Yoshi's Crafted World, and I really feel the look of it and everything. I think this is a sequel, or not a direct sequel, but this is going to be more along the lines of Yoshi's Woolly World, but at least we have a title now, and we know that it's coming out spring 2019, so looking forward to that. And now on to some of the huge news. The big one, we're getting Luigi's Mansion 3, and it will be out sometime next year, 2019. It's a working title, and awesome! I've been waiting for another Luigi's Mansion on console. I know that the DS, or was it the 3DS, got the sequel. I would like for maybe at some point release a digital version of it, the second game for the Switch. That way people could, play the second one in the lead up to 3. That would be cool. I love Luigi's Mansion. It was a fun game. That was one of my big, first, GameCube games was Luigi's Mansion. But yeah, I'm looking forward to 3 and seeing, what they do, because the cool thing about Nintendo games is when you get a sequel, a lot of times they do something totally different, and I'm curious to see how they'll change up the gameplay and the formula. Now, the last thing they showed was kind of a little bit of trolling, because you saw Isabella from Animal Crossing, and she's sitting there talking, and you're thinking, oh, we're getting an Animal Crossing game. And then it turns out, no, she is going to be in Smash. So Isabella joins the fight. So in Smash Brothers, you'll be able to play her and beat up people. And at the end of it, I really felt like I was getting trolled. And then it shoots to good old Tom Nook talking about, how he's busy getting houses ready for people and all that crap. And yeah, we are getting Animal Crossing in 2019 for the Switch. I think this will be amazing. What'll really be cool, I can just see it using online and everyone having like a village together. And I don't know if I'll have time to play it. I had a lot of time to play the original Animal Crossing because I was like 14. But this one, I don't know. But awesome. I've been waiting for a new console version of Animal Crossing since, what was it? City Folk for the original Wii, I think, was the last console one. And was it A New Leaf was the last one, period, which was on the 3DS. So yeah, all in all, I thought this was a fantastic Direct. It's Nintendo kind of showing you some new stuff that's coming out right away. Like Katamari Damacy, I think is coming out in November. And showing you starting to show us what they got coming in 2019. So they didn't really have to show Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, or Smash Brothers. They've already shown us quite a bit of that. We know that that's our big stuff heading into the holiday season. But this is kind of showing, hey, this is what we got on the horizon. This is what you have to look forward to at the beginning of next year. And yeah, it's looking promising because, you know, as much as I like Smash, I was wondering what else is there, and this Direct did its job. It showed you kind of what to look forward to. This is what the Switch is going to offer for the next 6 months to a year from right now. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and hit that share button and share it out to all of your friends so they can see this awesome video. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ding the bell. That way you don't miss a thing and you will become a follower. You will join the flock of the holiest channel in all of YouTube gaming. I am 2-Bit Jesus. Be blessed, my children, and as always, stay safe and play on.